Yo, I don't know what's wrong with this boyfriend, bro. You gotta leave that real quick. You're working 10 plus hours a day to provide for somebody who's eating 3 times as much as a normal human would. It's just a lose lose. So today we got another fat acceptance TikTok cringe compilation that I'm gonna be reacting to, and it just really makes me mad that so many people are huge. They're fat nowadays, and not only are they this big, but they're accepting it and they're allowing other people to be like that. Like me, I have gotten than myself. I really care about my health, really care about my the betterment of myself, but I also care about the betterment of other people, because not only are these people not looking good, they're looking ugly, they can't walk around and do stuff that I can, but on top of that, they're accepting it, they're playing victim mode, and they're just going down this spiral of either depression or they just feel horrible about themselves. And let me remind you guys that the #1 killer in America is heart disease. 2 out of 5 adults, around 42% of adults, are obese. They're huge, they're overweight, and they're only going to end up killing themselves. So this is suicide. It's slow suicide. They're killing themselves, and they need to stop being fat.
People in larger bodies
Mm-hmm.
give up their cultural currency when they stop dieting. What does that mean? Cultural currency is this idea that we have cultural value if we do certain things, if we look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It can be kind of related to privileges. Is that if you exist in a certain way in a certain body, you already have cultural currency. If you're in a thin body, you have a lot of cultural currency.
Cultural
If you're in a
currency. This
fat
is new.
body, you don't have a lot of cultural
Okay.
currency. But the cultural currency you do have is if you are dieting, because then you are considered a good fat person. Shout
What?
out to Intuitive Fatty, who has a great blog on good fatty versus bad fatty. So this idea
Good
is that
fatty
when
versus
you
bad
choose
fatty.
to stop dieting, you give up that sense of inherent value because you are no longer existing in the norms of society. And that's a really hard thing for people to do.
Honestly, the norms of society is just fat people. There's huge people who exist in society, and they're starting to take up almost 50% of our total population. But if society was normally thin, you can't have this mindset of, oh, I don't want to be like society. I want to be different. I want to be my own person. I want to be free. And that freeness is gonna cost you heart disease. You're gonna get huge. You're gonna get made fun of. People are gonna make fun of you because you're not like them. But not just because you're not like them. It's because you're not healthy and you're going to kill yourself. Slow suicide. So yes, I am being like other people or the other healthy people that I would look up to, because I don't want to be humongous and I don't want to die of heart disease and I don't want to have a double chin.
Especially when they didn't have a lot of cultural
Make my camera bigger. There you go, bigger camera.
currency to begin with.
Here's what I ate today as a fat person who
What?
not trying to diet or lose
Oh
weight.
no, this is not good.
For breakfast, I had scrambled eggs with hot sauce, of course, some
not that
pancakes
bad.
with Nutella, and iced coffee.
It's not that bad.
because Always iced coffee.
It depends what you put in
The
iced
second
coffee.
iced coffee during my Target run because coffee is life. And then for lunch, I had leftovers from
Aw.
yesterday's Easter, so I had a vegan loaf,
Mac and cheese is
some
horrible
mac
for
and
you.
cheese.
That's not that good. I'd rather her eat a salad there. Honestly, diet her what she's eating is not totally horrible. Is that a brownie?
With apple butter filling. Oh my god,
No.
it's amazing. And
No.
an apricot pierogi.
For those
Like that wasn't even that bad, but still, like she should be doing a lot more for her being like this. She's starting to look like a brownie herself, so she needs to put down the brownie, chocolate cake, whatever that was.
one-time response to this creator. I
Oh.
am not opening a dialogue with her. I have one message to give to her, and I hope she listens and takes it in. But this is not me starting a dialogue. Thank
Okay.
you. The following clips contain disturbing instances of fat phobia. Viewer discretion is advised.
Fat doesn't make you less attractive. That's an opinion. I personally can look at her and I think she has a nice face, and I know that's fat phobic of me to say, but I think fat bodies are not attractive. To me, it just like it indicates to me that somebody has not been willing to take care of themselves.
Yeah, she's right. So she's reacting to the whole, cringe of fat acceptance, and being fat and looking good or whatever. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. If you are fat, you don't look good as if you were healthy. That is a fact. Like, there's no opinion behind it. It's not some subjective thing of fat beauty. If you are fat, you are ugly, and you gotta change it. It's crazy that we have to say these things. So what does she gotta say about it?
I saw your video.
Mm-hmm.
The one slandering me and a bunch of my other lovely peers in the
You
fat
don't
acceptance
look good.
community
You
on
gotta
TikTok.
change your body.
I could pick apart every little thing you said in your video, and how what you are saying online is not only no longer backed by proper evidence, and that you were downright nasty, like when you called me a circus freak because of my size.
So yeah, and then a lot of these fat people, when people come to me, they're like, "Oh, but it's kind of true. BMI isn't actually as accurate because what if I'm gaining muscle? I could still be considered overweight, but I have muscle." Well, you can look at your outward appearance and still tell that you're not living healthy. You have a really round face, your shoulders aren't as defined, and we care about your health. We don't want you to drop dead from heart disease. Your family doesn't want you in a hospital with, a bunch of cords wrapped up around you because you're about to die of a heart attack. So stop being fat because you look ugly and you're going to die of a heart attack. We care about you. So stop trying to fight fat acceptance. It's not
This is
cool.
a PSA for the skinnies. For shopping, you take your size small and medium and go put it in the plus size to hide it and save it for yourself for later. We already have, as like fat and plus size people, all we can pick is ugly animal print and floral patterns. That's the we have to pick from. So when you put a really cute item and we're like so stoked about it, you pull the freaking item out and then
So she's mad at skinny people putting like skinny clothing in fat racks or something because they see that there's a nice clothing that's attractive and they can't fit in it because they're too fat. But if you just lose weight, you can pick better clothing to match your body. So I don't know. Her name is Sad Noodle. I mean, she must be sad and depressed all the time because she's fat and overweight. But I don't know why you're mad at skinny people for just being able to fit in their clothes.
You get a fat girl to sleep with you.
Hey buddy, designated fat girl here. Just want to let you know there's probably not enough cake in the world to get any one of us to sleep with you. And you need to tell me you don't want to get this. You don't want to get this.
Me when my boyfriend works 10 plus hours a day and comes home to me wearing the same dress for the third day in a row, unbrushed hair and unmedicated mental illness. What does that even mean? She's saying she's doesn't shower, has unbrushed hair, and she has a mental illness. I mean, if you're not medicated for it, I'm pretty sure the doctor's smart. He probably just knows that you don't have a mental illness. You just don't want to lose weight and you're lazy. And your boyfriend, yo, I don't know what's wrong with this boyfriend, bro. You gotta leave that real quick. You're working 10 plus hours a day to provide for somebody who's eating 3 times as much as a normal human would. It's just a lose-lose. You're working really hard. Wow. You're working really hard to come home to somebody who's just stealing all your money and putting it in their stomach. You don't have a mental illness. Stop being fat.
I'm fat.
Yes.
I'm not desperate. I'm fat.
Yes.
I'm not ugly. I'm fat.
Her face is not that.
And I don't owe you anything
huge
for being
for a fat
attracted
person.
to me. That's it.
We're gonna normalize some tummies today.
No, we're not gonna
So
normalize
my
tummies.
stomach looks like this. My stomach also looks like this.
Oh.
You know?
I thought that was
Both
her
ways.
waist. That was her stomach.
When I sit, my stomach looks like this.
Business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
Eating an unhealthy meal because I'm allowed to enjoy the same
You're not allowed to enjoy the same food as someone else because you look like a donut. You look like a munchkin and you're just wearing... Instead of spending all that money on a gym membership, you're spending all that money on your eyebrows just for you to look fake. Walking munchkin, walking muffin, you're huge. Fix it. Stop eating McDonald's. Stop spending money on McDonald's and cosmetics and spend money on a gym membership.
Bad about how much you are hurting.
Honestly, I don't know too much of what she said. She said something about an eating disorder. So I guess I won't just say anything about that. But if you do have an eating disorder, like that's just something we can work on and we should help these people, we shouldn't have, oh, you have an eating disorder, you're fat. We should just accept that and allow them to be that way because we don't care if you have, or life doesn't care that you have an eating disorder or not. You're still going to die from heart disease and you're just going to be in the hospital no matter you have one or not. So that sucks, but that was the end of this video. I hope you guys can help other people stop being fat and stop accepting being fat, because that is the problem. And yeah, stop being fat.